what time it is? We don't turn down, we turn up. Bird card. Count it. 1, 2, 3. Let go.
Turn up, 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 turn up.
Let's welcome you back to another episode of LLF Local Louisville Fighting. I am Charles C-Dub MC, Whitehead, up and coming #1 ring announcer in the area, only black ring announcer in the area. And I'm not talking about just black ring announcer. I'm not talking about you going to get some superstar and then bring him in just because he's black. We talking about black superstar, black ring announcer that does this. Only one, from California to New York, podcast Local Louisville Fighting. We are missing Katie Marks today. She had a prior engagement, and you know, show business, you know how it works. Show must go on. So the show's going on. Shout out to Katie Marks. Catch your next rip. I have a guest today. So you see, we've been talking about coaches, and I've been building a little foundation of how these things work around here. I have a professional boxer with me today, 2-0, Mr. Denzel $1 Million Smile Negon. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Negon.
sir.
Yes, I try to make sure I put my Puerto Rican accent on it. So
Yeah.
for my Latina base out here, I got you one. I got you one. You know, in boxing is like black folks, Latina, white folks, but you know, boxing, you know, black folks basketball, Latinas boxing, but we're not gonna get into that right now. We're not gonna get into that. So #1, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Hey, glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Yes, it is. And 2-0, professional boxer, up and coming. You weren't born and raised here. You are a transplant. So how about this? Let's get into the pictures first, so that'll explain where you come from. So let's take a look at these. This picture right here. Who is this right here?
So that's former 5-time world champion and Hall of Famer Miguel Angel Cotto.
That's Cotto right there. Yeah, in the boxing world, we know the name Cotto.
Yeah.
We know what the name Cotto means in the boxing world. So that's you. And how old are you right there?
I was starting in boxing. I was 7 to 8 years old, around there.
All right, so you're 7 to 8. So you started boxing when you were 7 to 8 years old. And started boxing in this place is where we at?
So that's Caguas, Puerto Rico. The name of the gym is Bairoa.
Okay.
That was basically where Cotto was established for along his career until the fight with Margarito. And then he decided to change trainers and all that.
Okay, so that's how it goes. So this is where was he at? Where's Cotto at in his career right here? Do we know?
Yeah, he was still champion. He was still undefeated.
Still champion, still undefeated. And coming down to the gym, taking pictures with a little 7, 8-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. My kind of champion.
People think he's serious and all that, but he's actually a good guy.
Yes, because you would know way more about him than I do. Yes, you do. As you can tell, you know way more about him than I do. All right, what's the next picture that we have? Okay, and who is this?
So that's Evangelista Cotto. That's actually Cotto's former trainer and uncle.
Okay, so former trainer and uncle. And are you the same age here, or is this taking at a later time?
That was my first fight.
Oh, so this is your first fight?
Yes.
So is this, you can't be pro at 8 years old, can you?
No, sadly not.
You can't be pro at 8 years old. So
but yeah, that was my first fight.
So you're actually an amateur here in your first fight. How did that go? How about that?
Sad. I lost my first fight.
What? Okay, okay,
I lost my first fight. I went with a experienced boxer, and I got the L that one. But you know, it just gave me hunger to get better. I
agree with you, and you know, so we have this thing, and we'll talk about. Well, I'm coming out the gate, man. I'm gonna be a boxer. I'm whoop whoop this. I'm 7, 8 years old. There's all this hype, whoop whoop whoop, and then you lose your first fight. How you bounce back from that is gonna say something about you, because you know everybody probably thought you was gonna win, or was like rooting for you to win, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, hey, if you don't bounce back, if you just keep your hand down, you're not gonna get better anyways.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So coming out the gate, lost your first fight, but you are still an up-and-coming pro boxer with a 2-0 record. So let that be a lesson to you. Just because you take a knock out the first gate don't mean it's over for you.
Never.
It's never over for you. It isn't. Let's see the next one that we have. Okay, what we got right here? You look a little older right here.
Yeah, I was around 15, I think, and that's former, I think, 2-division world champion, Juanma Lopez.
Lopez.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He fought with Salido 2 times. That was his first loss, and his second. Great person. He helped me a lot too.
Did he?
Yeah, I helped him. I believe with Velez, one of his last fights.
Right.
I helped him with. I was his sparring partner.
Okay, so you were sparring partner with one of his last fights.
Yeah.
And was that at age 13 or was that grown man business?
I was around 17-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're 17 and you sparring with a guy that's going to fight with a champion to help him out.
Yep.
Hey, bro.
Hey, that's how we get better.
Hey, I agree with you. I'm not going to knock that. So who's the other kid in here?
That's Kevin Clavijo. So he was my gym partner at that time. Great fighter. Sadly, he doesn't fight no more. But hey, he was a good fighter. All right,
close friend of yours, I would take him.
Yeah.
Somewhat soon. All right. That's good. Nice to hear. So he's 17 years old. All right, 2-0 as a professional boxer. 17 years old, and you're sparring with a guy's going into championship boxing, right?
Yeah. In that point, he was not champion no more. But it was in that level still.
It was.
And having that experience helped me a lot.
I guarantee it.
Because it was something new, something that I was not used to.
Right.
In amateur boxing, you see a lot of people that want to just hit soft and want to make points.
Right.
Pro boxing is a different ball game.
Not about points in pro boxing?
No.
We ain't trying to get points. We're trying to get something different in pro boxing. That's pretty cool though. But it sets a pedigree for you, like, man, we gonna get to the next picture. Like you came from them cats over that be throwing them hands.
Yeah.
You came from that.
Hey, he had the record, I think, for a few years for the most knockouts in the first round, I believe.
Ooh, first round knockouts. Ooh, make sure we revisit that subject in a minute because we're not done with that. We want to get back to that as you start your professional career. And I'm glad we could have him first. LLF, we got him first before he blows everything out the water. Because I'll say something. I've seen you fought twice. I've seen you fight once. And after that fight, here's what they say about the $1 Million Smile. LLF has something to do with that. I want my 1%.
Yeah.
I want my 1%. After you fought that fight, man, I spoke to some people and speak about you, and they talk about, how old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
22 years old. They say grown men don't want to fight this guy. They say you put Denzel Negon on the card or you holler at the $1 Million Smile and you going to let the name fool you. And they's like, it's grown dudes that don't want to fight you. So how is that as far as coming up and trying to get another fight? How's that going right now?
Hey, right now we're looking at September right now. We don't have a date yet set up, but we're looking at September. It's really hard for the weight class. Because I fight in 122 pounds. Right,
that was going to be my next question. So you fight at 122 pounds. So what weight class is that exactly? Is that
that's
featherweight, bantamweight? What you got?
That's super bantamweight.
Say it again.
Super bantamweight.
Super bantamweight.
Yeah.
Got you. So that's what that is. That's where there's a lot of knockouts in super bantamweight.
I'm going to be honest. It's just more of we throw a lot.
A lot. Okay.
Like, there's fight that it can go south quick.
Okay.
Like you got, for example, in 118 pounds, you got Naoya Inoue. He's from Japan.
Yes.
He's 118 pounds, but he hits like crazy.
Like he hit like he 220.
Yeah. Like, he hits hard. Like you can see that in those weight classes, but it's not like you see knockouts like in 147, 140.
Right.
Heavyweights.
And see, and everybody doesn't know that. So, like we were talking at work the other day about the classes, and we were having an argument about the classes because I was like, there's something under bantamweight. Yeah, there's something under bantamweight. So let's speak about first round knockouts before we get back into this. So from a fan's perspective, because that's where LLF always comes from as a fan's perspective, is consistently, because you're at 2-0 now. So, you know, you probably won't knock out about 2 or 3 more cats before we start seeing you go past the second, third, fourth, or fifth round. Because from a fan's point of view, what a fan wants to see is, yes, we'd been through the Mike Tyson stage where I done left to get some popcorn, I came back, fight was over.
Yeah. And it's like that.
It is like that. So you got to be careful in boxing with that. But after so many of those knockouts from a fan's point of view, we want to see you, for us to be able to judge you as a good fighter, because you are a good fighter. I don't care what nobody says. Regardless of what happens future-wise, you are a good fighter.
Appreciate it.
And when you get to that third, fourth, fifth, or sixth rounds, that's when you start seeing what somebody's made of.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's some fighters that first, let's say, when it's a 6-round fight, you see fighters in the first 2 rounds, they're like lions. You know, they're good, they're fast, but when they get to third or fourth, they start going down. Right. And it's not when, you know, there's a problem there. And
I agree.
I'd agree. That's a problem of fighters that like to knock out everybody. When you take them to the rounds, they don't know what to do. Right.
So can they do that? You know what I'm saying? So if people want to see that.
I'm going to give you an example. Wilder.
Yes. Let's take Mr. Heavyweight Wilder.
Yeah. Like, he knocked out like his first, 20 fighters?
Yeah, in like the first 2 rounds, something like that.
So when he went to the deep rounds, you see him getting sluggy and getting slow and getting tired. Right. After that, he got a little bit better going to the deep rounds, but still, he got so used to knocking people out in the first, let's say, 5 rounds. You know, it's not good for a fighter. Personally, it's not good. That, you know, obviously in your first fights, you're gonna get okay fighters. Right. People gotta understand that. Right. But the level gotta go up. As your fights go on, your levels gotta go up a little bit more if you want to become a good fighter. Correct. Hold because on.
I got new sounds now. Boom, that was a bomb. Yes. Right.
If the level that you started from your first fight is the same one at the 10th fight,
and something ain't right.
Something ain't right. Like,
boom, take that. Something ain't right.
Hey, you gotta go up as you go up in fights, because if not, when you get to an actual good fight, a title fight, original title fight, and the person takes you to the deep rounds, you know, you're not gonna manage that. Right,
or what you gonna do about that, or make sure you're not working on that. So, ding, ding. Yes, sir. Let's get who we have here. Let's get back to this picture. So we have another picture. What do we have here?
So we got there Jesus Rojas. He's a former 126-pound world champion.
You say former 126-pound world champion? Goodness gracious.
Yeah. So basically, he saw me grow up in boxing.
So he watched you grow. Yeah. Okay.
So he was in my first gym and in my second gym.
First and second gym.
Yeah. Right. So he saw all my process.
Right, and saw the transition and saw you from.
Yeah. You from. He was a good mentor. Still is.
You still speak to this guy?
Yeah. He's like family to me.
Cool.
You know, I appreciate everything he has done for me.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's always nice to see a champion watch you work, watching you work. So this foundation that you come from is the Puerto Rican Boxing Foundation. Am I saying that correct? Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Right. So Puerto Rico. Hey. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. All right, who do we have here?
So we got there Ivan Calderon.
Calderon.
Yeah, former champion as well.
Yeah, the former champion Calderon.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, you got some Puerto Rican name dropping up in this joint, boy. I'm telling you.
Hey, good person. I never trained with him or nothing like that, but hey, I saw him in the fight and he was always, you know, giving advice and all that. And you know, good fighter. Good outside fighter.
And he's willing to take a picture with you. Stop. Some people walk right past you if you want to take a picture with him.
Exactly. So really humble person.
How old you here? Do you know?
I believe I was around 11, 12.
11, 12.
Oh. Yeah.
So before you jumped into professional boxing, was your whole amateur career in Puerto Rico?
Basically, yes.
All right. So how did that go? Explain to me, because all we're gonna see is the professionalism from you, brother.
Yeah. So
how did your amateur bouts go? And as they went, what made the transition to pro for you? You get what I'm saying?
So I did around 136 amateur fights.
Hold it. No. Did you say 136 amateur fights?
Yes, sir.
You can still articulate well, brother. And he know 2 languages.
Yes.
And he know 2 languages.
Sí, señora.
Yes, yes. I'll make sure you spit some of that before we leave here. But 136 amateur fights, bro?
Yes.
My God. All right. So
I did basically all of them in Puerto Rico. I only did in the US. I believe I did like around 5.
right. The last 5 maybe?
No, not exactly. I only did 1 here.
Okay.
Then my last one and here in Louisville. Then my last one, and then I transitioned to pro.
Okay.
The other ones were in Florida. I used to stay in Florida.
Okay.
I stayed there for like a year and something. Then I went back home to Puerto Rico.
Right.
And nearly a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, I came back to boxing.
All right.
In between the years 2018, 2019, I fell apart of boxing, and I was not training correctly. I was not fighting. In part, I lost love for boxing. I got lost in it. But when I came here, my dad and my trainer,
your father,
Herman Negon.
Right.
So,
hey, I like his dad. Dad's a good dude. I see him all the time.
So he was like, "You're gonna waste your talent. You're gonna waste all those years training hard and all that for what?
Right.
You know, you swim so far to
why stop now?
Yeah, why stop?" And he got me back into it, and there's where I get to J City Boxing.
Boom. All right. So that brings you to J City Boxing. Shout out to Pops, man. All the fathers out there. Shout out to y'all. So, all right, hold on. So before we get too far off of that, since we're on that subject, you started out amateur career, Puerto Rico. You end up coming to the U.S., Florida. So how do you end up as a professional boxer you fight out of J City Boxing, Jeffersonville, Indiana, out of the Kentuckiana area. How do you end up being a professional boxer in the Kentuckiana? Bring that to me, even after coming out. So what was you stopped boxing? Why? Was she that pretty? What was
so
it?
I did my comeback after a year and a half or something like that.
Year some change?
Yeah, a year some change. So I did my comeback as an amateur, and one day I was in the gym. I told my dad, I don't want to fight amateur no more. I'm tired of it. I want to go pro.
All right, so it was you that said something. You just in here is like, all right, we done 136 fights. I might have been tied to. Right. 136 fights. I was like, come on, can we go get paid for this? You'd have got me at about 50. I'd been like, okay, it's time to do something. Time to do something.
And like he was like, hey, let's do something more and all that. And then was the opportunity open. So
where were you? In what city, state? Where were you?
I was here in Jeff.
Oh, so you were here in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Yeah. And time out. My guy fights out of Jeffersonville, J City Boxing. This is one of the places he trains at. So let's make sure J City Boxing, what's up? All right. So you were here when you decided you wanted to go pro.
Yeah, I was here.
Hey, it's a good place to go pro, Louisville, Kentucky. You know, we got good professionals around here. We trying to get back to all that. We trying to get back to being the Mecca. You know, so I'll just leave it at that.
Little by little.
Right, baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby steps. We working on it. Baby steps. All right, so let's go to the next picture. All right, who we have right here?
So we got Orlando Pinheiro there.
Orlando Pinheiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to work on my Mexican. I'm my Puerto Rican.
Hey,
I didn't let try to keep him on that side of the table. We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that too. So hold on, wait till we get to the end. We gonna get into that.
That's Orlando Pinheiro. He was Juanma Lopez manager.
Who's manager?
Juanma Lopez.
Juanma Lopez. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So he was the guy in charge of my second gym.
Okay, second gym. So so there was 2 gyms you fought out of Puerto Rico.
Yes.
All right, so this is the guy that was in charge of the second gym.
Yeah.
Right.
So that second gym was Chapontes Torres de Caguas. It was in the same city that my first gym was.
Right.
So I transitioned there, and there I met Juanma Lopez that was there and all that.
So 2 gyms in the same city in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
How did that work out? And you bought at both of them. So how did you? Number one, I see you still alive.
Hey.
I see you still alive. But how was that? And being a boxer, I'd like you to explain to me. Oh man, I do that. Excuse me. Explain to me what it's like, and how and what makes someone fight at 2 gyms in the same city, or how does that work? And how did they take that?
At first, it was a hard transition because we were rivals.
Right. So
Both gyms were since
U
I
of L,
started,
U of K, IU, U of K.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly the same. Like we were rivals. Like it was only in the finals. Let's say in the tournaments, it was Chaponte and Bayroa. It was always the same thing.
Right.
And when I transitioned, it was a little bit hard for the confidence of the guys and all that. But after a few months and all that, working on that, I got in there well.
Okay.
Like they grabbed me in. I didn't have no problem with him because even when I was little, I used to talk to him a lot because I was like, he would give me a lot of advice.
Okay. Yes.
Even though I was
business,
from
you need
another
some
gym.
advice.
Yeah.
Right.
So he, a good mentor, good person. I can say another father figure.
All right. That's good to hear. So when you went with the second gym, how did the old gym feel? Did they try to come at you with baseball bats and catch you on the corner?
At first, it was like I didn't talk to no one over there because they were like, "Oh, we feel betrayed."
Right.
But after a few, let's say like a year or two, we squashed that, and we started saying hi, but from the distance.
Right. So all right, that's maturity in there.
Yeah,
that's some maturity in there, and they still have respect for your game. But
yeah,
I can understand that because I'm sure that goes on other places besides Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Right. So that goes on other places besides Puerto Rico. All right. Next, let's see what the next picture we have. Oh, is this him?
So that's Pops.
Yeah, that's Pops right there, looking like Fat Joe. Look like Fat Joe right there. Hey, I got a rap career.
He might sign you.
Stop.
They're featuring.
Right. So this picture, you're holding a belt, you're holding some trophies, and you're standing with a proud father, of course.
Yeah. So that was one of my fights back home. I was 18, I believe, there.
Okay.
And I won my fight, and I won best fight of the night.
And you won best fight of the night.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you got plenty of those. Boom. Sure you got plenty of more. Got plenty of those on the way. I'm sure you got more of those coming. Yeah. I'm telling you. And like my guy said, grown men don't want to fight this guy. Grown men don't want to fight this guy. Shout out to Pops. What's going on? I always see you. What's up, man? Let's go to the next one. Is this the same one? Is this the same event? Yeah, same event, belt and championship. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so here we go. We're going to leave this right here for a minute. So this is, I take it this is in the Kentuckiana area?
Yeah, that's in the Henry Clay Center. That was my first pro fight.
So your first pro fight, Henry Clay Center.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me about, here in the Kentuckiana area, I've decided to go pro, which was a decision that you made, not anyone put on you. You made that to Henry Clay. How does that happen?
So, wow.
It
was a hard process because I was having dates since June.
Right.
And it's been canceled over and over again.
And from what I hear, that's part of the business. That's part of the business. You're going to fight somebody going to be like, I got a stomach ache, I ain't fighting today.
Yeah. So there were a lot of cancellations, my fights and all that. And finally, November of 2021, I did my pro debut in the Henry Clay Center, one of Troy's cards.
What was that? Extras Entertainment? Something like that. Extra INC? Something like that.
So he gave me the opportunity of fighting.
Right.
And after hard looking, we found an opponent. He said yes. He flew over and we got the fight done.
Right. And you knock him out in the first round?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where'd your opponent come in from?
Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. So this is your first professional fight. So now we are in the Denzel $1 Million Smile Negron Pro Game. And this is where we stand right now. So, Team Bambito and
Team Bimbito.
Bambito.
Yeah.
Yes, Team Bambito. Joshua had to tell me that a few times the first time we was fighting. He's like, Charles, it's Bambito. I said, okay, I'm working on my language.
He's working on it.
I'm working on my language. I'm gonna have to do this. So it's Team Bambito. So explain that to us. That's your brand. What's that?
So that was my nickname since I started.
Oh, so when you was in Puerto Rico and you was 7 and 8 and you hanging out with Cotto and Lopez and all them, they was calling you Bambito.
Bimbito.
Okay, okay.
So that nickname comes from Prospect, 140 Prospect. Omar Rosario. He's signed with Top Rank right now.
All right, Omar Rosario, Top Rank. Yeah, we know that name.
So I came into the gym, to Bairoa. That was my first gym. He was already there. He was already a fighter there.
Right.
I came in and he just came up to me and said, your nickname is Bambito.
Bambito. So what is Bambito?
So
for all us that don't understand,
it's actually
Spanish.
It's actually a bear from a cookie brand.
A bear from a cookie brand.
Yeah, the Bimbo cookies. It's basically a cartoon bear. That's where my logo comes from, and I got a teddy bear.
Okay.
I had kept that because that was in my beginnings. So
in the beginning, young cat knocking people out, fighting, called him Little Bear, Bambito.
Yeah.
Some cookies back home, called Bambito. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now the funny story is he told me what Bambito mean, and I was like, is them tricks selling cookies on the street? I don't know what that is.
But hey.
I was like, I don't know what that is.
But yeah, it is actually the bear.
It's actually the bear. Yeah. So they have Bambito cookies back home.
Yeah. Bimbo cookies. The actual name.
See, that's what it was. Bimbo. That's what you said. Yeah. Bimbo cookies.
I think there's actually a brand here but it's like muffins, but it's the same name, Bimbo.
Same name, but it's not cookies.
It's not cookies.
All right. So from cookies to $1 Million Smile. That's a beautiful thing. Hold on, I'll get a jab for that. From cookies to $1 Million Smile, you roll with both of them. You're a professional fighter here. You're 2-0, knocking guys out in the first, second round. From what I hear through the ropes, grown men don't even want to fight you.
Hey, I don't know nothing about
that. Right, you don't know nothing about that. Let me tell you. Grown men don't want to fight this dude, so you come for him if you want to. Your weight class is?
122 pounds.
122 pounds. So you say you got something coming up in September.
Yeah.
Let's speak about family for a minute. So
family.
Yes, let's talk about family, because in your transition on your style of things that help you make it this far, tell me, how does your family play a position in that?
Hey, my family is a huge support.
Huge support?
Yeah. Actually, my grandfather was one of the person that pushed my dad into putting me into boxing.
Right.
Because one day I was seeing, I don't remember which fight I was seeing, because actually my family is they're fans of boxing.
Right. Okay. So you come from a family of fans of boxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one day I went up to my grandpa and said, hey, I want to box. I want to fight.
Right.
And he told my dad. My dad took me to the gym.
Hey, and it just all took off from there?
Yeah, all took off from there. At first it was for losing weight, because I was 7 years old and 87 pounds. All
right, so what is that, fat boy status?
Yes. I was almost rolling. I was almost rolling.
Right, you little roly-poly.
Yeah. So after that, it took off. I fell in love with the sport, and I kept going every day.
Bad.
Right now my family's back home, but still they're a huge support. Like, it's like they're my #1 fans.
Bad. They should be. You got something here. So, but they're back home. What is? Let's get into that just for a second. They're back home. How does that work? How do they get to see you fight? Do they get to, or do they just get to hear about it? And eventually you will be at a stage where everyone in the world is going to see you fight, but that goes without saying. Right? So as of now, how does that work as far as trying to get them or keep them involved?
So usually we tell them, hey, I'm fighting this day. They're very, very onto it, like, hey, when I get to the fight, hey, I got here,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like excited over there. When I stop responding, they already know I'm fighting,
That you're boxing.
and it's like a constant stress because they don't know what's happening.
Right. So then you have to wait till after the fight's over
Yep.
and then call them and see what's up.
Yeah, but it's like as soon as I call them, is what happened,
Right.
and you
Is it-
see them screaming.
All right. So it's like a
shouting.
soccer game over there.
Yeah.
Right. So you call
It
back
is.
on the phone. Everybody's in the joint talking about the Denzel call. Did he call back yet? Did he win? Did he win? And
Yeah.
then everybody stands up and cheers.
Yeah,
in.
it's like that. It's like that. My first fight was like that. They were on it since I got out of the door to get to the fight.
The next time that happens, tell somebody in there to have a camera, and I want to see the picture of them when you talking to them on the phone, and they tell them, and you telling them that you won.
Hey, it's heartwarming.
I want to see that because
Like,
I just picture a soccer game and everybody just going
yeah.
crazy. Like
The first
"You
one
won."
is my grandma.
Your grandma.
That's the first one. Yeah,
She's-
that's the first one that is like screaming and shouting.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is. So let's get into another thing. For my Latina people out there. We got love for you. There is a difference. There is a difference between, and let me just make sure I'm saying this right. There's a difference between, is it Mexican, Puerto Rican? What is it? Because I know if you call somebody a Boricua and they not that they about going to try to take your head off. What is this? Explain this to me.
So it's a pride thing.
Okay. So
Let's
there's two
say-
different things. So what is it?
Is Mexicans and Puerto Ricans.
All right, so it's Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. This is
Yeah.
what we're talking about now. Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, we're about to give you a little cultural lesson right here.
Yeah.
It's Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. There is a difference between two of them.
Yes.
There is. Okay.
Actually, there's a lot of difference between all the Hispanics. Matter of fact.
Right. Okay. Not going to knock that. But
Um,
right now, we're just going to talk about Mexicans and Puerto Ricans because maybe they get mixed up the most.
Yeah, usually people think because we talk Spanish, we're technically
We're all the same.
automatically- Yeah.
All the same. Well, just because I'm
Just
black, we
'cause.
all the same. You know what I'm saying? I relate to you. I
Oh,
relate
God.
to you. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
So how is there a difference?
Culture, even the way we talk.
Okay, so there's a difference in the way we talk. Like us
Yeah.
being outsiders and not understanding that, we wouldn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As for example, like we use a lot of Spanglish back
Mhm.
home in Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
and Mexicans use just all Spanish. They don't use on their language.
Uh-huh.
They don't use that Spanglish.
Okay.
They don't
Okay.
use English words on it. And the food,
The food's different?
yeah,
Okay, so Puerto Rican food and Mexican food is different.
way different.
Oh, I need a Puerto Rican restaurant because all I see is
Yes.
Mexican. I
Hey,
need a Puerto Rican
it's
restaurant.
good.
There
It's
is a
good.
difference?
Yeah, there is.
Oh,
a
is there a Puerto
difference.
Rican restaurant around here?
I believe so, but I think it's closed.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, so next time Puerto Rican restaurant comes around here opens, I want
Matter
to.
of fact, the ones that are similar to us are Cuban.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't have
It's
a.
almost the
It's-
same thing.
So Mexican and Puerto Rican, is Cuban in this, or do they not deal with this? Is it just between y'all two? How does Cuban feel about being called a Mexican, or Cuban feel about getting called a Puerto Rican?
I mean, it's almost everybody because
Alright.
it's a pride thing. Like
Right.
if let's say I'm Puerto Rican and you call me Cuban,
Uh huh.
I'm gonna correct you. I'm like, I'm not Cuban. I'm Puerto Rican. And a Cuban back in my work, there's a lot of Cuban, and
Uh-huh.
they call them Mexicans, and they go like, "Hey, I'm not. I'm
Okay,
not that."
so it's not that they're trying to correct you and be mean to you. They're just
Yeah.
like, hey, yo, let me tell you, there's a difference.
yeah, there's a difference. Hey, it's a pride thing.
Yeah,
Like, it's a
nothing
pride-
wong with that.
it's
Nothing
like-
wrong with that.
It's a pride where
So-
everybody's from.
Is there any way that someone who has no knowledge base on the aspect, such as myself, like, can I see two people that look the same and be able to tell them apart without speaking Spanish? You know what I'm saying? Is there a way to help me? To help us?
I
Not
cannot
really?
say not really.
Not really. Okay.
Not
okay.
really.
Okay.
But
okay.
it's like the way we talk.
Uh-huh.
The way we talk. There's some words in Spanish that you can, say. Oh, he's Mexican. Oh,
Okay.
he's Cuban. Oh, he's Puerto Rican.
Okay, so all right, I need an example. So give me one word that we can, if I heard this word, give it to me in three different ways so I could tell who said what without getting in trouble.
Ooh.
Without getting in trouble.
That's a hard thing.
Is there one? As we
And-
continue the interview, if you think of one, you
Yeah.
let me know. All
I'll
right, and
think
see
of
if we
one.
can think of one.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. So, this your first pro fight, Estridge Entertainment, Shelby County. Is it Shelby? What is it? Is it Shelby County, right?
No, that was in Louisville.
Louisville. It was in
Yeah.
Louisville, so he
Yeah.
did it here.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So, and you won this fight, right?
Yes.
All right, let's go to the next picture. Yeah, let's see what we have here. All right, so this is you about. Hold on, number one, is that Kelly Mays up there refereeing?
Yes, sir.
Kelly, what's up, man? So he's up there reffing, and he pulling you off. He pulling you off his cat. Like you look like you about to go another one. You look like he deserved one more. This guy on his knees. If you can't see this picture, this guy on his knees and Mr. $1 Million Smile over here about to knock his fronts out.
Hey, I was hungry.
That's how you have to be in this business. You gotta be hungry. Nothing wrong with that. And so this was your second fight, or is this the first one?
That's the first one.
So this is how the first one ended.
Yes.
Okay. This is how first one ended. TKO knockout.
TKO.
TKO first round.
Yes.
All right. So off to a good start. That you are off to a good start, and you will continue to be off to a good start. Now, hold on. We got some. Oh, we got something. Do we have something? You know what? Since you are here, I want to give you something to let you know that we support you.
Okay.
So I have something for you. Let me reach down in here. These are the first that I've ever given out.
I feel special now.
Right. I haven't given it to anyone else because I appreciate you being here. And people don't understand the business, man, and how it works and how it gets down and how difficult what I do really is. Because someone has to agree with you, and no one ever agrees with me. Except for when I talk about the good fighters. So these I want to bestow upon you.
Okay.
These are the first pair of LLF hand wraps. So you sparring or you forget your other hand wraps at home, put these in the glove box. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I got a spare back. Or you could just put them on the shelf and show them that your professional career started in Louisville. So we got love for you here in Louisville, man. So I want to make sure you had those. You do.
Hey, I appreciate it. Hey, matter of fact.
What?
I got a gift for you, too.
Oh, Team Bambito. What is going on in here? Bambito. Did I say it right? My Latinos, did I say it right? Bambito.
You're going to be the first person in Louisville and Indiana.
Right, the Kentuckiana area.
With
we all won, baby.
Bambito t-shirt. But
Team Bambito.
It's
got to be. Hold on. We got drop bombs on that. We get jazz.
So you're gonna be the first person with this merch on.
Hey, this is sweet, yo. 1%. $1 million. Let's. Can we talk about the $1 Million Smile for a minute?
You
You can. All right. So let's speak about this, man. So when I started this about a year ago, just some cat in the street doing this, people looking at me all funny, like, who is this dude in here just doing this? And I always would run across Denzel. So I run across Denzel, and the only thing that was, like, I hadn't seen him fight yet. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with Joshua. We know Joshua. Shout out Joshua Flores. I was hanging out with Joshua. I was like, okay, these two related. I was like, I don't know. We just gonna keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And every time I would run across him, he would smile, and I'd be like, bling. I'd be like, did that dude just smile? Because without getting into myself, but, I was like, I recognize a good smile when I see one. So,
and I would tell you why I smile so much.
Why?
My dad doesn't smile much, so I smile for him and for me.
You hear that, Pops? You didn't smile much, so he smiles for you. So that's where the smile comes from. And regardless of the situation, like, I don't know if I really caught him in some tough situations or if he was having a bad day or if he was having what type of day he was having. It was just every time I saw him before I left, I catch a smile. Even if I didn't speak to him and I was dealing with everyone else in the gym or messing with these guys, may not know him, I still catch him on the way out the door, shoot him a smile. I'm like, man, this guy got the smile. he got the smile. And I done seen a few things. I ain't seen everything, I'm sure. Everybody's seen more, but I recognize a good smile when I see one. So then I would just start hollering at him. Every time I be in the gym, he be in a spot. Hey, yo, $1 million smile. What's up, yo?
Hey, and that's true. That's true.
It all started from there. So, you know, I hope it blows up, and I hope it's fantastic, man. And I love the shirt. I really do. Is there, before we get out of here, number one, I want to thank you for being here. I appreciate you because you could have been doing anything else, but you were here, man.
I appreciate the
you.
invite.
This is hard. You know what I'm saying?
This
is hard.
The invite. You're the one of the first persons that, you know, sees me and all that, and I appreciate that.
Oh, so hold on. I forgot about that. Hold on. Let me drop a bomb. I'm your first American interview.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear? Hold on. You heard that. First American English interview. This guy speaks 2 languages, so I'm the first one. So they gonna see this back home?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Puerto Rico in the house. What's up, man? We got love for your son, man. He out here killing it. We trying to show him as much love as we can, man. Anything you like to say before we get out of here? Say it in Spanish, man. Say it in English. Anything.
Hey, if anyone wants to follow my career, you can reach me out at Denzel Negon. That's my fan page. Mm-hmm. Hey, you're gonna see a lot from me.
We hope to be seeing a lot from you.
Yeah. And again, I appreciate you for inviting me.
Bro. Bro, I'm glad you showed up, man.
And for my people back home, gracias a todos. Muchas gracias a todos los que me apoyan. A mi abuelo, a mi abuela, los amo. Los quiero un montón. A mi papá, te amo un montón. But yeah, that's a shout out for my family.
Yeah. You don't have. They know what it means. That's all that matters, man.
Hey,
all that matters is they know what it means, and there gonna be some big things coming out of you in the future, man. Y'all ain't heard about this kid. Y'all gonna hear about this kid, Denzel, $1 Million Smile Negon, 2-0, professional boxer.
Hey, you're getting better on the last
name. You see what I'm saying? I'm working on my Latina. I'm working on that. He's gonna be something to see, and I'm just glad we can have him here first. And when he's shooting stars out the sky, I hope he remember us, man.
Hey, always.
All right, it's a beautiful thing. LLF, man, we catch you next episode. We out of here, my man, $1 Million Smile. Ching.